guys! Today I'm going to review The Little Shop of Horrors.
Feed me!
The Little Shop of Horrors came out in 1960 and is a black and white American comedy horror film. It was directed by Roger Corman. The working title was called The Passionate People Eater. The 1960 film is famous for a young Jack Nicholson appearing. The interiors of the film were shot in only 2 days, using the same sets from the film A Bucket of Blood. The film runs 72 minutes and cost $28,000 to make. The film got good reviews from critics, and the film now has a cult following. In later years, the film became a successful musical, and there was a film remake in 1986 based on the musical version. A short-lived animated television series, Little Shop, was inspired by the musical film in 1991. It ran for 1 season, and Seymour and Audrey were depicted as 13-year-olds, and each episode featured a few stylish music video sequences. Roger Corman served as a creative consultant on the show. The Little Shop of Horrors was colorised twice. The first time in 1987, however, this version was poorly received. Then the film was colorised again in 2006. This colorised version was well received. The film stars Jonathan Haze, Jackie Joseph, Mel Welles, and a young Jack Nicholson. So this was the first time I'd watched this version. I'm used to the version in the 80s, which was a musical. And to be honest, I think I prefer the remake. However, this is still an interesting little film. Seymour, a young man, manages to create a new plant species which is able to speak and eat. However, he soon finds himself committing murders to feed human flesh to the little plant, which gets bigger and bigger. So it was directed by Roger Corman. This is kind of his first major hit, and he's did some brilliant films in the past. Roger Corman made some of my favourite films, especially the Vincent Price, Edgar Allan Poe films in the 1960s. I especially like the first 2, The House of Usher and The Pit and the Pendulum, and also The Mask of the Red Death later, which is a masterpiece. But I think his best film, which wasn't based on an Edgar Allan Poe film, was The Man with the X-Ray Eyes. Excellent film. So Roger Corman's done comedy before, in the 1963 version of The Raven. That's a good example of his use of comedy. So this film has some really weird characters. There's one guy who actually enjoys eating flowers. So he goes into the shop buying flowers, and you see him pouring salt on a flower and eating it. And of course the 3 who work in the shop, Seymour, his girlfriend, and the owner of the shop, who's a right greedy sort. And it's really strange humour. It's almost like alternative comedy. All these weird things that happen. And it also has a really clever script because of the dialogue, really witty at times. So that's the reason why this film became a cult film. However, you can tell it's a really low budget film. The actual plant, especially when it's small, looks like a bloody glove puppet. You can tell it's operated by a hand below. Hey, bloody hell, that's definitely some bugger's hand. It's like bloody watching bloody finger bobs.
Finger mouse, finger mouse, they never stop.
The plant actually looks better when it's bigger, when it grows towards the end of the film. I also like the greedy shopkeeper. There's a strange scene where it sounds like he says the F word. It's probably just me hearing it wrong.
Bring the money.
Don't bug me with the money. I got to get drunk now.
What?
Hey, Phil, he definitely says, don't fuck me with the money.
Don't bug me with the money. I got to...
So Seymour, who has the plant and he's feeding it, there's a girl who works in the shop with him, and they kind of have a relationship with each other.
I guess a good kisser.
Eh, hell, he's a bloody gormless twat, that Seymour. Get that bloody lass shagged, you daft bugger. And there's a funny scene when he takes her back to his mother and they have a meal, but it's all yucky food.
Some kind of oil, isn't it?
Cod liver oil. Wonderful for the colon.
And the film's famous for having a young Jack Nicholson in, and oddly enough, it's my favourite scene of the film. He plays this guy who enjoys going to the dentist, and he enjoys the pain of having teeth removed. Totally weird character.
No Novocaine. It dulls the senses.
This is gonna hurt you more than it is me.
Oh, goody, goody, here it comes.
Is it safe?
Look, I tell you, I can't do it.
And it reminds us a lot of the 1980s film. That had the same type of character who enjoyed pain. However, it was better done in the 80s version.
Sound me a dentist, you'll be a success.
The film also has an eerie ending as well. The people who have been fed to the plant. There's a scene where the faces appear in the plant, like flowers, and you see these faces of the dead people. And Seymour actually goes inside the plant, and at the end of the film, you see his face. And although it's sort of like done for a bit of comedy effect, it's eerie. I found it more horror than comedy, that scene. So it's a cult film. You either love it or you hate it. And oddly enough, I'm kind of a mixture. I did like it. However, there is faults with it. I think the story works much better when it's a musical. Like I said before, the version of the 80s is much better in my opinion. And I think that's what's lacking with this film. You expect a bloody dance number or a musical number to happen. So overall, although I enjoyed it, I was a little bit disappointed with it. So out of 10, I'd probably just give this one a 6. A 6 out of 10. I thought the bugger was a load of old shit. Okay, everybody, bye. Like, subscribe and share. Bye.